Welcome everyone. Today I would like to show you how to deploy a virtual machine in Azure Cloud. Okay, here is a console where I am logged in. So the left side menu which you see here is the hub menu. Okay, so first we would go to resource group. So resource group is nothing but a container or a folder where you can deploy all your resources. In order to create a resource group, just select create here. Okay, now when I select create group, it shows my subscription. So if you have multiple subscription, you can select one and then you can create it from there. So for a resource group, you just need to give a name. In real-time scenarios, you can name it as a data center. Let's say for an example, I will just use Toshiba data center. Okay, and it is asking in which region you want to deploy the resource group. So here you can see multiple regions. In Azure, there are around like 56 regions, which is all over the world. So now you can use either East US or East US 2 if you're using a free account. So why I am saying you can deploy it here is in these two region, if you deploy the missions, you would get only the less cost. Okay, next. Tax. Tags is nothing but which is mainly used for billing. Like you can just mention it as data center one and you can give the value. This is for HR group and you can mention the same name as data center sales department. So here um, we are just categorizing which department is using which resource and in this way you can calculate the billing. Okay. Now select next, review and create. So this would take at least 10 to 20 seconds to create the resource group. Yeah, now it's created. You can see it here. Open the Toshiba data center and now you would not see any resource deployed here. So as I said, this Toshiba data center is just a container or a folder where you can keep all your resources here. So now we are going to add a virtual machine. So select add here and you would be brought up to the marketplace where you can deploy your VMs. So it is asking what kind of a component you would like to deploy. Windows Server or Ubuntu Server. I select for simple task, I select Windows Server 2016 data center. And now it is asking in which subscription you want to deploy it. I have a default subscription MSDN, so I select this one. And by default, it is selecting the Toshiba data center. And if you have any other resource group created, you can also deploy it there. So I have IBM or G, wherein I can also create the virtual machine under this resource group. Okay. So the next option is, and you want to give a name for your virtual machine. Just give it as VM01 and it is asking in which region you want to deploy this virtual machine. So as I said, you can deploy it in East US or East US 2. Okay, now availability set. Okay, I have created the resource group in East US region. So I am selecting the virtual machine should be deployed in East US. Availability set. I will talk about this in the next lecture. And it is asking which image you want to deploy as a virtual machine. So here you will get the series of image. You want either 2019 data center and Ubuntu, Red Hat, whatever you want. For the simple task, I would select 2016 data center one. Okay. And it is asking what capacity you want to deploy for the virtual machine. So you will have a range of configuration here. Select see all sizes. Okay, so here you see D series, B series, and A series. These all are used for general purpose. Okay, so in real time, mostly we would be using SQL and SAP, HANA, like that, right? So you can go with E series or F series. E series is mainly used for memory optimized. So wherein you require more memory for your application. Okay, and F series is compute optimized, wherein you if you want many CPUs, then you can go with this categories. Okay, for the simple task, I mean, as we are using the free subscription amount, free subscription account, we can go with the A series. These are general purpose. So if you see it, vCPU and the family and the VM size and RAM and data disk. Okay, so I just need an 8 RAM gigabyte machine. So I select this one. So when I select this, I get 4 vCPUs and wherein here they have mentioned as data disk, right? So here it is 2, 4, 4, 8, 8, 16. What mean this number is indicating? Which means when they mention 4 data disk 8, 8, wherein when you create a virtual machine, obviously you would get a local disk C, right? So, and along with that, if you need any additional disk, okay, so you can add 4 additional disk. So you cannot add more than 4 additional disks. And here you cannot add more than 8 additional data disk. That is what described here. Okay. So I select A2V2, which is a general purpose. And now it is asking what username you would like to keep for the virtual machine when you connect. So I say admin user and I would write a common password, which should be okay. And here inbound port rules. So these things I will teach you in network security group where you can understand about this. For by default you would get RDP 3389 wherein when you connect to any virtual machine from your source to the destination or when you're going to take a RDP to another machine, okay, so that time you need to have 3389 port number to be opened on the virtual machine. So here we are allowing 3389 port number to open on the virtual machine now. So here you see a save up to 49% with a license key you already own using Azure Hybrid Cloud Benefit. Okay, let's say in the current world, if you are living in the on-premise data center, obviously you will have your Windows virtual machine with free license, I mean, with the paid license, right? So you may have purchased it from the Microsoft. So what Azure is offering is if you have paid for your licensing in your on-premise data center, you can have your license deployed here and get the 50% offer here. So if you own a license, you can apply it here so that let's say for this virtual machine, I am running it for let's say for a year, okay, for a year it would cost me around like 40,000 or 30,000, but if you have the license then you would get the benefit here, so only you will be charged for 20,000 per year if you have the license with you. That is also based on the amount of time you are using the virtual machine. Okay, so next I would select disk. So in the disk category it is asking me uh, OS disk type, which means it is your local disk C where you will be running your operating system. So here you have three options: standard HDD, standard SSD, premium SSD. Standard HDD is nothing but it's a magnetic drive which we use it in the on-premise and also we would be using in your laptops, desktop, okay? So it is less optimized, and standard SSD is a solid state drive which would be very fast, okay? I would prefer you to go with standard SSD or premium SSD. Okay, premium SSD means you will get more IOPS. Okay, so now we are getting an error. The virtual machine size standard A2V2 is not compatible. Okay, so you remember when we select A2V2 general purpose, it is saying that it is not compatible with this premium SSD. Then obviously standard SSD would be supported. That's it. And here is the window where we have data disk, which is nothing but if you want additional data disk to your virtual machine, then you can add it here. I will take this session in a different lecture. Now skip it. Now we are just looking how to create a virtual machine and how we are going to take access to it. Next, networking. Don't make any changes here. So we will see this part in networking session, management. Okay, here it is asking, um, do you want to enable monitoring for this VM? Okay, so if you want to enable boot diagnostics, it is asking enable with manage storage account, enable with custom storage account, and disable. So enable with manage storage account is nothing but um, you would not get access to the managed storage account. Okay, so when you deploy a virtual machine, if you are deploying it in the managed disk, you would not get access to it. Only Microsoft can see the managed storage account or managed virtual, I mean managed OS disk. Okay, so if you enable this boot diagnostics option, what you will be getting is when let's say your virtual machine is run into any problem and you cannot connect it, okay? And when you go to virtual machine tab and then if you select boot diagnostics, you can see what has happened to your VM with a screenshot. So whatever the screenshot it is captured by the boot diagnostics will be saved in your storage account. So when you go to VM and then select this tab boot diagnostic, you can see what was happened to your VM with the latest screenshot, whether it is in hung state, whether it is run into any blue screen error, you can check it in the boot diagnostics. Okay, I will show this setup in the next lecture. So I would skip everything because we are just here to just create a virtual machine. Now select next advanced. So here you would see custom data, wherein you can pass your PowerShell script. Let's say you install a Windows server and then you want to install Active Directory. So it is a manual work, right? So wherein you can write your PowerShell script here and then deploy it. So when the VM is created, the automation is done to install the Active Directory as well. So if you have any script, if you want to install DFS or if you want to install DNS or whatever, you can mention the script here. So this will be automatically deployed when your virtual machine is created. Okay. So I just go ahead and select review plus create now. And the validation is passed. So here you see 7 rupees per hour. Okay. So if you utilize your machine for 3 hours, you would be charged 21 rupees. So when they call it as slash HR, which means you are not really charged for the hours. Let's say here they are saying as 7 hours, right? So if you are using it for only 1 hour, you will be charged only for 1 hour. So that is the offer provided by the Azure. It is very good actually. So now select create, and it would take at least 5 or 6 minutes to deploy your virtual machine. So let's wait. So now download the RDP file and put it in the desktop or wherever you like it. So once it is downloaded, you just open it, click connect, and it will ask you for the password and the username. Username is admin user, and the password I'm going to give, which I have. Click OK. Okay, something is wrong. Oops. And that's it. You are connected to your machine. So now you are connected to the machine which is deployed in the Azure data center. All right. That's all. This is how you deploy your virtual machine. So here you could see it. This is your OS disk, and you have another disk called temporary storage. So you should not save any data on this temporary storage because it is used for page file purposely. So if you store anything, if Microsoft is taking your machine under any maintenance or any hardware failure, uh, this disk will get deleted automatically. So don't use any data on the temporary storage disk. Thank you. Thank you for watching my video.